Aries Ascendant. In your case, Rahu and Venus will be in the first house, and towards the end of this month, the last week of this month, your Ascendant will encounter a Jupiter transit. Now, on 14th of April, Sun will also enter. So you are seeing that there's a lot of thing happening on your Ascendant, and especially if you're an Aries moon sign, you will have to be very careful. This is not the time when you will move into some new venture, you will move into some new investment. There can be a lot of restlessness coming in your way. You will also see that you are being pulled into many directions, and this particular month will be quite tough on the energy level. You have to be very proactive, and you will see that you are always on the move, you're always on the go, but this is not producing any result. Now this is where you have to put your energy wisely, because if you are putting your energy at every direction and with an assumption that it will work and there is no backing of data, then this will only prove to be fighting like chasing a shadow. You will have to be very careful with the data. This can also affect marriage, your personality. You will have to be very careful about what you commit, how you project yourself, and how people think about you. Not that you will always have to think what the world has to think, but sometimes you also need to be careful about your image, especially if image is very important for your career. Venus will also shift in the second house in the month of April. Now, once Venus moves out of Aries, that is when you will see some level of security. So, this is the time when you will think a lot about yourself, and you will feel that you need, a lot of things. You will try to spend more. You will try to focus on your gains and on your promises. Greed can become a big problem here, and trying too much, thinking too much, but without any data, without properly analyzing the situation, can be bad, especially for your career. With respect to marriage and health, you must give your full thought. You have to be very careful. Taurus Ascendant. Once Venus moves on your Ascendant, first, leaving aside the first week of April, mostly this will be a very stable month, a month where Venus will provide a lot of happiness, lot of peace within. You will be very, very peaceful and satisfied where you belong, but also your words will travel more. You have to speak very careful. You must ensure that you are not speaking negative things, and also trying to gain a lot of control over your expense. Because in order to satisfy your needs and fulfillment and maybe wishes, you will tend to drain your bank account. This can be fulfilling the wishes of family members also. Considering that your 12th lord is in second house and second lord will be in the 12th house, there is a parivartana yoga between Mercury and Mars. Now you will have to be very careful here, because this may tend to create unnecessary expenses, not only for you but also for the family member. As long as it is under control, it is good. Donate some amount of money for education, especially when Jupiter will move in the 12th house, and be careful from hidden enemies and someone who wants to move into a foreign country. There can be a visa fraud, there can be some extra expense while you are traveling. Take all that into account. People involved in export and import of goods and services will see some positive growth. This is also a time when marriage can actually become more beautiful. Your relationship can become beautiful. You can also find new business partners. This is the time, if you are associated with Venus related business, you will see growth. Overall, it is a positive time, but then you will have to also hold yourself and bind yourself within rules that are set by you. Gemini. For Gemini, the first half of the month of April will be overall good. It will increase the dynamic personality. It will give you an opportunity to go out and wide, improve yourself, make a name in your career. This is also the time which can increase that masculine energy within yourself, and you will win over your enemies and you will win competition. So chanting Durga mantra during this time will be extremely beneficial. But this is also the time when you will see you will become overindulgent in your career. You will not care about your health because Mars is on your ascendant. Some competition, some ego related battle will constantly be in your mind and you will want to prove yourself. Also, Venus move in the 12th house is not good for marriage. It is good for reconciliation. It is good for making separated partners come together. But for existing marriage, this can be slightly difficult because now Mars would want sacrifice. Now, this unnecessary expectation of sacrifice and favors can actually put you in some sort of trouble, especially in relationships. That is why this is the time when you must follow your dharma and not worry too much about the outcome of your karma. This is also the time when you should allow the association of Rahu Sun and Rahu Jupiter in the 11th house to give you new opportunities, meet new people, diversify your portfolio, diversify your energy, and don't try to put your thought in at one place. It's like don't put all eggs in one basket. Same goes for your investment. You have to diversify. Also, learning new skill during this time will be extremely beneficial for you. Cancer. For Karka Rashi, Cancer zodiac sign, you will see the two planets, Jupiter and Sun, that is in the 9th house in the first half of the month, will ultimately go in 10th house and join Rahu. So this can be tough for your reputation. You will also see that because you are following your principles, you will be questioned and you might also feel threatened, and this might create a lot of question just because you are following the right path. Keep following the right path in spite of all the obstacles. Following the path of dharma, which is path of righteousness, is going to yield positive results very soon. Also, because Mars will be in the 12th house, this can be good for people who are in tour and travel industry, who want to travel to foreign countries, who want to build a future outside their local area. But if you are trying to develop something in local area, you might face resistance, you might face competition. So be very careful. This is actually not the time to start a new business or look out for a new career, only if it is something that you have to do. But if it is an option, let the energies settle down a bit in the 10th house, because there will be a lot of things happening on 22nd of April in your 10th house. You have to protect your reputation. This is also the time where in certain horoscopes, they will get new opportunities of new career. Out of the blue, career-based decisions can happen, and this can sparkle a new era, a new emotion in your career. And even if you don't have a career, this is the time in which you can completely transform your identity, because 10th house is where your tej or your power or your aura develops. So this is the time when you should visit temples and visit Narayana temple, or simply chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Leo. For Leo, as the month progresses, your horoscope will stabilize and settle down. As the Sun and Jupiter move out of the 8th house and go into the 9th house, you will see progress and growth will come your way. Just that you will try to follow shortcuts or some alternative routes. It is okay if it is within the realms of truthfulness, if you're doing it by law, and if it is right for you and society and people around you. But if you try to take shortcuts, that is, you can say, adharma. If you choose the path of adharma, then Shani, which is in the 7th house, that is watching your first house, and also that which is aspecting the Sun, especially in the second half of 2023 April, will actually create a lot of trouble, especially in your career. This can damage marriage, it can create issues with your in-laws, and it can also give you health-related problems. You will also see that the health of your father or father-in-law might create a situation at home which can be slightly tensed. Chanting Gayatri Mantra, Aditya Hriday Stotra every day is going to be beneficial. Taking the Mantra Diksha from Guru and following the path of Dharma. Even if you're an atheist, just trying to understand the core subject will be something that you should practice this time. Dropping the ego is one thing, but maintaining your self-respect is another thing. You have to find a thin line, you have to find that balance between maintaining the self-respect and dignity, while on the other hand, not allowing yourself to inflame the ego. There will be energies and there will be communication that might trouble you, but this is a good time for doing deep research. It's a good time for philosophers, doctors, research scientist, someone who wants to take professional education, someone who wants to study deep and do a lot of research. Overall, this is going to be a life-changing month for you. However insignificant the transits may feel, you focus on your Mahadasha, Antardasha and Pratyantardasha, and if that is favorable, you can achieve a lot in April 2023. Virgo. For Virgo, this is going to be a month of transformation, changes, and lot of dynamic activity. Because your ascendant lord will be in the 8th house and Mercury will actually go retrograde also. Mercury will also experience the presence of Sun in the second half of April and the presence of Jupiter after 22nd April. And in fact, on 22nd April, there is a lot of events that is happening in the 8th house, including a solar eclipse on 20th of April. So definitely for Virgo ascendant and especially Virgo moon sign, this is going to be a month where you need to focus more on the occult energies, more on the meditation, more on mantra chanting. It's a good time for people who are doing research, who are doing PhD, who are into advanced science and niche technology, AI, machine learning, so that you can go deep, you can do deep dive and unearth some secrets. It's a time when you will also see a lot of secrets will be revealed and you will be surprised, and that might catch you off guard. So protect yourself by chanting Ganesh Kavach. Also give food to the poor and also offer water whenever you can. See, for Virgo, you will have to be slightly careful about your health also. But if you do holistic healing, if you follow that holistic path and take care about your food, you will be good to go. Also, once Venus stabilizes in the sign of Taurus, which is your 9th house, this is also going to help you a lot finding the right guidance. But this guidance will not be a guidance by Jupiter. This is a guidance by Venus. So you will have to balance your material and spiritual life. But you will ultimately find solution in the spiritual scene of existence. Libra. Your ascendant lord is ruled by Venus and Venus will be with Rahu in the 7th house. So you will have to be careful for the first couple of weeks about any issues that happens in marriage. Now when Venus in the second week of April, when it moves to your 8th house, in spite of Venus going in its own zodiac sign, the chaos that happens in the 7th house can actually create more trouble, and maybe the families have to involve in case you have issues in relationship and marriages. Also, after a lot of discussion, after a lot of debate, you will come to a conclusion in your business, and you will also see that there will be a lot of inputs that you will be receiving during this time. It is better if you go with your comfort area. It is better if you focus more on what you can achieve alone. So imagine there are 5 different inputs that you're getting. So how to take a decision? Imagine you have to do it alone. How will you do it? And then add everyone's decision as a layer on top of your own fundamental, decision. That is how you can come to a conclusion during this time. Also, this is the time when you will have to be very careful about your health, about your investment. Don't do anything, don't make any investment where you may assume a profit and you don't know whether it's a real profit or not. Also, you will see that there will be criticism coming your way. Accept all that criticism happily and take it more constructively. Overall, this is a good time, but you also have to understand that the 7th Lord Mars is going to be in the 9th house, and this will include a lot of travels. This will increase responsibility on your shoulder, and you will also see that there can be dispute between brothers, and especially with brother-in-law. So you will have to be very humble and polite in this month. Scorpio. For Scorpio, the ascendant Lord Mars will be in the Ashtama, 8th house. And you will also see that Mars is creating a Vipareet Rajyog. That means 6th Lord is in the 8th house. Now, 6th house will also experience the presence of Rahu, Sun and Jupiter this month, which means that there will be hidden enemies that you will have to fight. There will be challenges and there will be circumstances which will be slightly tough. There will be a lot of hurdles. But this also means that you will win over your enemies. This also means that you will be known for your hard work. This also creates an edge where you can, you are slightly above if you prove your worth. So don't run away from competition, rather face it. This is the time when the difficult and the most difficult task or problems can be resolved. So take April as a very beneficial month. See, when Jupiter moves in the 8th house, it's not always bad. Sometimes it is good because this Jupiter will aspect your 10th, 12th and 2nd house. So it's a good time to find a new job. It is a good time to change your domain. You will see your roles and responsibilities will also change in your own work area, in your own workspace. Take it constructively. Yes, you should not follow the path of greed. You should not try to forcibly change a situation, because if you will try to force anything, then you will face very stiff resistance. It is like somewhat you have to follow the wave, riding the wave, but still fighting the wave. So you will have to find that middle ground. But overall, it is a good time. Just that Mars aspect on the 3rd house will also prohibit you from speaking, from communicating, maybe because of a fear. So protect yourself from unknown fears by chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Sagittarius. Now for Sagittarius, it is going to be a very, very important month for a couple of reasons. Number one, your ascendant lord is shifting the zodiac sign, so definitely it's going to be an important month for you. Jupiter will move in your 5th house, as well as Sun will move in your 5th house. That means your 9th lord will move in the 5th house. Sun will become exalt basically. So this exalted Sun with Rahu and Jupiter, and then the eclipse that is happening in the 5th house, Lord is happening around the 5th house for Sagittarius. That means your productivity will shift. You will see there will be a lot of pattern change in your life. When you are following a certain amount of pattern, suddenly that pattern will break. Something new will happen. You can focus more on education. You will also hear good news about your children, their education, and your life of your children will also change, which will also affect you in one way. Also, for couples who want to separate, you will have to think how this is going to affect your children's life. Sometimes it is because of the children that you change your decision. So think about that. Also, this is a month where 2nd half of the month is far more important than the 1st half of the month. Your Jupiter, the ascendant lord, will also cross the Revati Gandanta. So definitely this is the time where you see the changes before making any investment in real estate, buying a vehicle. Drive carefully and eat right, because there are too many planets on your stomach. Focus on the solar plexus and do some yoga related to your stomach. Keep your gut healthy and focus more on liver detoxification. Capricorn. Your ascendant lord Saturn is very stable in the 2nd house, but it is aspecting your 4th house where most of the planets are changing zodiac sign. So your health of your mother, health of mother can affect you. You can have sleepless nights. You might also see that you're not comfortable. There will be slight uneasiness in your life, and you will try to secure your life. Now don't panic at this time, because there will be no real problem, but this will be an assumption or anticipation of a problem. So first of all, you have to figure out whether what you are imagining or what you are thinking may happen. Will it really happen, or is this just a guess? Is this just an anticipation? So act wisely. Focus more on financial security. Focus more on the security of home and family member. Good time to change your home. Good time to renovate your property. Do some Vastu remedies in your home during this time. Also, you will see that property related conflicts may inflammate this time. Inheritance related issues might also come up. So be careful. And if you are a patient of blood pressure, heart issues, lungs, anxiety, or any other such problems, you will have to be very careful. This is the time when you chant Bajrang Baan if you feel there is a lot of negativity around you. And otherwise, you can simply pray to Bhagwan Hanuman. Simply say Om Hanumate Namah. Om Hanumate Namah. Just chanting this mantra will heal your inner self. Also, take a lot of healing, practice energy therapies. Aquarius Ascendant. Now for you, your efforts will give you a lot of happiness. Your efforts will meet the right expectation and the results, especially when Venus will be in Taurus zodiac sign. Ensure that you don't start a fight with your cousins, with your brothers, with your neighbors on silly things. Saturn in the first house and Venus in the fourth house will create two Panch Mahapurush Rajyog, so it's not a joke. So transit is extremely favorable, especially the last couple of weeks of April month. Sun will also become exalt, so your horoscope suddenly gains a lot of potential, lot of power. Use it wisely, don't dominate. You will also see that you will have to restructure your life a lot. You will have to take bold decisions that you have never taken before. But that is how you will see the path of growth and the path of progress. Both Sun and Jupiter will shift their zodiac sign between 14th and 30th of this April month and will move from second house to third house, which also means that you will feel financially insecure, but again you will have to compensate for this by compromising a bit. Here I will say that instead of growth, you should look for stability and happiness. Pisces. Pisces natives are going to see things changing in their home very quickly. You will see equations changing, good turning into bad, bad turning into good, best turning into worse, worse turning into like never seen before. Now, why is this happening? Because your ascendant lord will move in your second house as well as sun will move in your second house. Both were on the first house when the month starts. Now this rapid shift of your ascendant lord and your sixth lord creates a situation in the second house. And second house is your insurance, your security. Second house is where your mind is very peaceful. You know you have something. Maybe debts, maybe conflicts, maybe some loss will take away that happiness. And now you will be focused to sort that matter out, and you may have to physically be present there. This is the time when you will have to let the energy stabilize. So when you're traveling, be very careful. Be careful of financial frauds and theft. In your family, try to have a very humble and peaceful atmosphere, and do not initiate any talk that may create a troublesome environment. Rather, this is the time to diffuse the situation, and for that, pray to Mahalakshmi so that your financial situation goes, do not go for a toss. And also for protection, you can pray to Bhagwan Ganesh. Chanting Ganesh Kavach will be an excellent idea, although Jupiter's movement is not a bad movement, just because if you combine Jupiter, Sun and Rahu in the second house, this can create a lot of disturbance in a very personal space. Think about it.